Well, Camp Nelson started in 1863 as a large Union Army supply depot and hospital and recruitment center for initially white troops from Kentucky and East Tennessee. And then in 1864, it became the state's largest and one of the nation's largest recruitment and training centers for African American soldiers who were known at that time as United States Colored Troops.
It was intended to be a supply depot for excursions into Western Virginia and Eastern Tennessee, as well as a training center.
These men got their freedom by enlisting in the Army. The initial ones actually escaped slavery and came into Camp Nelson to join the Army. Later on, recruitment parties went out to different farms and recruited men. The initial enlistment was for only free blacks and enslaved men with their owner's permission. And oftentimes these men came into Camp Nelson or other places to enlist, and they did not have their owner's permission, so the Army sent them back. And these men were particularly vulnerable for attack, and that actually led the Army to change their policy because of the violence that was shown towards these men that did not have their owner's permission.
Once they enlisted, they were considered free. The problem was getting here. In Nelson County, 8 men who tried to enlist were murdered. In Marion County, 2 men had their left ears cut off. Their ears were nailed to a tree as a deterrent to men trying to enlist. And in Lebanon, 15 men were whipped. By enlisting in the Union Army, those men made a statement toward their manhood, toward equal rights. I'm a soldier. I've put on the Union blue. I fought not only for my freedom, but for the preservation of this country. Therefore, I deserve some equal rights, some dignity and respect that should be given to all men. The location of Camp Nelson, although it was chosen because of its strategic location for the Union, it's also within about a 40-mile radius of counties that housed a number of slaves. This basically meant that with a hard day's walk, an escaped slave could reach Camp Nelson and seek freedom.
Many of these people self-emancipated themselves, both the soldiers and the women and children who escaped under very dangerous conditions to find freedom. And these men were willing to fight in the Army and potentially die to earn this freedom and a legacy of freedom for their children and really the rest of the Commonwealth.
Those of us who are alive today, we stand on the shoulders of those men, and we should not forget the sacrifices that they made.